Hi, I'm Peter Zaffer, and today I'm doing Don't Forget the Level 1 Protocols. I think a lot of people when they're training in Skinner, they do the level 1 and they get the basic training and get basic protocols that they think general protocols they're taught they are. However, these protocols are very important, and what we're going to do is work through the reasons they are important. What we're going to do is learn how we break down. When somebody comes to see you, my agenda tonight is to look at how we break down the condition they're presenting with or what they're telling you. Then how we work with the actual here and now condition or pain, mobility dysfunction that they have, how to choose the protocol, which protocol should we use. Then you do the protocol, what you would expect, how you expect to see changes, what you should be telling the people with the protocols, what you should be telling them to expect after they've had the meeting, what to do after they've had the session with you. Then you look at it. They would come back and see you. You talk again, talk the same things. What's presenting, what is right now, what they would like change right now, what is the biggest inconvenience or immobility of them, what is the biggest restriction that they're having. Repeat the process again. And the biggest thing of all is keep it simple. Now, to break it down is simply when the client comes in, some clients can come in with a twisted ankle. Okay, that is a reasonably simple condition to go straight to. If they've twisted their ankle, you can assume they've probably been hobbling, they've probably been limping. That could cause some issue through the back and the hip area, so a general treatment you do there. However, a lot of your clients may come into you with conditions that are a lot more serious. They could be multiple conditions on top of each other. Someone may have, they may have had glandular fever and then they had chronic fatigue. They may have Lyme disease with cancer on top of it. They may be suffering from fibromyalgia as well as Parkinson's. There could be so many conflicting conditions over the top of each thing. So you need to take a very thorough history, because someone can come into you and they can say to you, and this has happened to me, they will say to me, I have a sore wrist. I want you to work with my wrist. Once I start taking their history, I find the person has gone through 2 bouts of cancer, has had a major fall, a breakup and emotional disturbances in their life. So what they're wanting me to do is treat them in a very medical form, actually, pinpoint a condition and treat a symptom rather than look at the holistic body and the whole condition. Okay, that's why we have the general treatments. The next thing is you need to record very, very strongly the medication that they're on. Don't just put this down. You won't probably have time at the first appointment to have a look at it unless they've told you previously what they're taking. But do take an effort to quickly look at each of the drugs that they are taking and how they can affect the body. I had one lady came in to see me and she said to me, look, since the last treatment, I have had nausea, I felt sick, I felt dizzy, I've had a lot of pain in my stomach, why is that? And I said to her, well, okay, that may be a healing crisis that you've had. However, what I treated you with and what you're explaining, it doesn't seem a logical progression. Have you done anything else this week apart from my session? Have you taken anything? Have you done anything at all that could cause that you hadn't done previously? And she said that what she had done is she had given herself an injection into her stomach. It was a trial for rheumatoid arthritis that she was on, and she did her first injection this week. Now, I just did a very quick Google search, not even a scholar search or a drug search or any other thing, just a simple Google search to look at the side effects of this drug. And hence, they were dizzy, feeling sick, extra pain, stomach issues, everything she was having. And I said to her, you need to discuss this with your doctor. This is something that you need to, is not coming from me. It's more coming from what you're taking, and that needs to be discussed. Maybe, and she asked me, do you think I should stop it? I said, I can't tell you what to do, but you may need to talk about it, and if you're having this reaction to it, it may not be the right thing for you. Talk to your doctor about it. So don't think everything you do is a result on their bodies. Sometimes people are doing other things in that week that do not relate to you. And then other times they can be, and this is a good learning process too, because if they do have a healing crisis of some kind, then you know that in your next treatment, calm down, go slower, go less, and go for less time. All right, stay focused on the person. This is a very, very important one. The next two, I think, are the most important in any session, particularly first sessions or second sessions where you're building a relationship with your client. Stay focused on them, not on the condition, not on the symptom, not on the pain. Listen to what they're saying, but stay focused on how it is affecting them, what is happening in their life about this condition, what this condition is doing to limit them, what they would like to have changed so their life can become more productive and more active, so they feel much younger. Very often, people who are suffering from conditions and pain can feel 10, 20 times older than they are. They just feel they have no life, they have no activity, they can't move, and will this ever change? They have no hope. And this needs to come back, because the emotional strength of you also has an effect on them. Build the trust. This is something I believe is the biggest thing I build in my first appointment, is trust. And I do this in several ways. One of the ways I do is when I'm explaining what the Skeena does, I'm showing it on there. I take their arm and I hold their arm in my hand and I say, release yourself and just let your arm relax. This gives me first point of contact with them. Them releasing it into my arm gives me their first point of trust in me, and we're now building a relationship. I show them the skin on their body to show them the numbers, what they mean, how they signify. I take it up on their forearm and I let them, on the inside of their forearm, and let them feel what the skin will feel like. And then I take it up into their elbow, and they can always feel on that inside elbow, inside arm, the stickiness of the lymph system there. And of course it goes very red, very sticky. They feel the difference, and I explain what that is, what I'm looking for. And when I'm working with them, it's a combined treatment where they talk to me. If it prickles, let me know. That's the word I use. You can say spiky, painful, whatever you like. I prefer prickles, or you know, a stronger feeling. When they feel that, then they talk to me, and I explain to them that those situations are letting me know, one, where there's sensitivity, two, that, you know, maybe the device needs to be dropped down a little bit. And we have a communication that I explain that you don't have to be under pain. There are times where it may need to be strong. However, I will let you know ahead of time so that just doesn't happen. I give them also the chance to know that they have some control and some power in the session, so that they feel that they also have participation. The next thing we go back to is the here and now. Don't get caught up in the multiple of conditions that somebody comes to you with. When they come with lots and lots of conditions, remember, like, where to start. If you know that all conditions, all situations, or pain, or disturbances in the body of any kind are directly commencing with inflammation, then we can work immediately in that area. And that can be worked in any general area at all. Where to start? Here and now. Is there pain? Okay, we need to get that reduced, so they feel there's a change. I'm not saying it goes away completely, but we need to get it reduced. So we remember where they say, if they have joint pain, or pain in their shoulders, or pain in their necks. Let's see, to say take pain in the neck. Okay, we find out where it is, get the body rotating their neck, have a look at where it is, get them to point to the pain so that actually you get an idea of the exact spot they feel it. Record that point with them. Okay, so you're feeling it here. This seems a little bit more restricted, and more on the right side than the left. Make sure you're very clear about how you say that. Talk about the restriction, the rotation of their neck. Mobility of them, lifting arms. Do they have the ability to look down, look around? Driving, can they see backwards? These are very, very strong indications later down the track of change, because sometimes change can be very small. And you need to know it. Okay, then you look at what is present today. If they come in, okay, if they come in, say, with fibromyalgia, which is, pain in several points, etc. It's very often in women and highly stressed. Then what you need to do is find out which points for them are specifically causing pain. Which are the specific ones? You do a general treatment, because we're working on the whole system first, and then go to the direct points so that they experience pain reduction. Okay, choose the protocol. Okay, that's the biggest one for a lot of people. Choose the protocol. Which protocol should we use? Again, keep it simple. Don't go into heavy protocols. General protocol, down the back, 3x6, very simple protocol. A collar, do a collar, even a reverse collar. Stomach, what are the abdomen ones? Palm zone, if it's anything to do with lower back. Gynecological work, do a palm zone, even lower body systems. There's your areas there. You can start with the general treatment. If you're not sure, info cleanse. Okay, if you're not sure, info cleanse the body system. Reboot it, start it, clean it off, and get it restarted. Then look at what's showing. You have to look at what's the benefit you're wanting from there. So if you're info cleansing, what you're doing for the first treatment is trying to you're dealing with the entire central nervous system, straight down the center. So therefore you're reducing, you're reducing stress, you're calming, putting them into a parasympathetic, into a calm zone, and allowing them to experience 1, calming, 2, the feel of the machine, and 3, complete nerve system work. Okay, then what you need to do is look at what pain is still existing. If they still have pain points on their body system, a couple of crosses or a gleaner. These are things we look at when we're looking at it. If there are specific points, we look at the protocols that are necessary for specific positions. Okay, reducing pain is the big one. Do the protocol. We've looked at now, we've talked to the person, we've brought it down to a basic center. We're not looking just at symptoms, but a whole body system. We're looking at doing a general zone, and from that general zone, we will then look at what's still existing for that moment. Okay, so 6 by 3, 6 pathways and 3 pathways and 6 points. This one specifically is if we're looking at anything for the central nervous system, so straight down the central nervous system, which is anything from brain right through the central spinal cord. And we're also looking at the autonomic nervous system. Now that is also a system that works completely involuntary. Things like respiration, digestion, blood pressure, heartbeat, blood flow, and also emotional things. People who have high sweating, or if they're crying a great deal, if they're not able to control their conditions, go this way. Find that, go into their central and their autonomic nervous system. Collar zone, again, autonomic nervous system. Automatic responses in the body system. These they're all intermixed in that they can be interchanged as well. With the collar system, we're looking at things like the central nervous system again and the endocrine system. Now, if we're looking at the endocrine system, you're looking at things like the hormones, people with any kind of hormonal issue, pre-post-menstrual, menopausal, if they have any kind of metabolism issue, digestion issue, blood pressure, any kind of areas like that, these can all be assisted. Collazone also does immune system. So you've got the abdomen. Again, that's pretty self-explanatory with the abdomen. You're looking at, of course, the abdomen areas. But, however, when we say abdomen zone, also remember our, reciprocal and opposite positions. The abdomen can also do the lower back issues. So if somebody has a lower back issue and you're finding it difficult to get them to lie on their back, or they can't sit up or whatever, you can do the stomach. That also helps. You can work for the stomach first of all. That works with also any kind of stresses, energy levels. So you can go into that area. You can do also the small crosses. These are things now we're going into where specific areas. Once you've done a zone like a 3x6 or a collar, a palm or an abdomen, what you can then say is if there is still pain existing, find out where the pain is and go specific to that. Then you do your specific points. Do your small crosses. Go to, how to do a small cross, do a galena if it's a little wider in the area. And if there's still an asymmetry showing, then go straight to your 4-vector. Clean, down, up, left and right, and keep doing that until you find out, first of all, which way is sticky or most sticky, and then keep going that way until you start to feel the clearance. Then check the vector again. Something else you can do with this is, and this is not done enough, is change your settings. Yes, you can use your 60, your 90, they're good. If you're trying to push something, you can go lower. If you're trying to sedate something or medicate something, go higher. However, some settings can actually work better than others. And if you start looking up frequency levels and frequency settings, get onto a lot of different sites that look at frequency and use frequency, get onto some of the Facebooks with the skin practitioners or the forums and ask them. We have so many frequency choices because they are suitable and very, very advantageous and successful for different conditions. So even doing the same procedure over a few times, doing say 3x6 over 3 sessions, can be very successful if you change your settings. You change the way you're doing it. You may do it in dose 1, you may do it in D0, you may do it in a different frequency. You may try 90, then you might try to go up to 220 or 260. You look at those and find out the frequencies. Ask practitioners who are working. Some practitioners you'll find have a favorite setting they use regularly. Some have also found that certain frequencies work very well for certain conditions. So don't just leave it at those areas. For a simple procedure, a protocol can be done and can be made very, very productive on a body system by changing settings, changing frequencies, changing whether you're doing AM or PM, AM or whether you're dosing. Okay, so all of those things can make a difference. Also changing the FM modes, whether you want to go up, down, and intensity and gaps. So try to understand those a little better. They are important. I will do those when I look further into chronic conditions and what to do with them. But right now, keep it simple. Do your protocol. Once you've done your protocol, check again, find out if there's a pain spot, do your spot, find out then if a symmetry comes out, 4-vector it, make sure it's clear, and it's done. The difference is that when you get them up, check the change. Previously when you went in, if they said that they had an issue behind their knee, can they squat? No, they couldn't squat. This is where the pain is. Get them to squat again. It's a difficult thing when you're first starting to do these tests constantly, but they are so important because when people come in with conditions or they've got pain, they do not remember sometimes the level of pain they came in with once the pain's moved. I've had people say to me, yeah, I sleep now, but I've never had an issue with sleeping. And I'll open the file and I'll say, but at the start, the very first session I saw you, you said you don't sleep. You can't sleep. You're restless all the time. You wake up 5-6 times a day, a night. You wake up in the day without energy, and they'll go, oh, that's right, I did. They forget. Once they start to feel well, they start to have energy and not have pain, they forget where they've come from. So it's very important to do these tests to see the difference, and even in every session. So even in the first session, it's important for you, really take a strong medical, find out what their limitations are in relation to the condition they're presenting with, and then find out how that is different once you've treated. Okay, limit the treatment times. I hear people saying to me sometimes that they've been treating somebody for an hour, treating somebody for for 45, 50 minutes, treating them, not having them in the room, but treating them for that time. I find that that length of time is incredibly long. It's different if you're holding a pointer. I remember the Russians said they had waited on a stomach treatment one time an hour and a half to have a 0.0. That's a different thing. But actually doing treatments constantly is a problem. And also with the treatment times, doing multiple treatments is also a problem. You're activating far too many aspects in the body system, and you're not allowing any of them to be able to go through their cycle and make the changes necessary first before you then proceed to the next treatment. So I never treat beyond 25 minutes. That would be my absolute maximum. And that will usually involve some type of person that maybe has an emotional issue that also needs dampening towards the end of the session. So I don't do treatment protocols for 25 minutes or half an hour. It's just far too long, I found. What's better for you is if I do have somebody that does have a condition that needs more work on it, I will treat more regularly. I have a client at the moment, it's a family with an enormous center of sickness, and the girl has a lot of pain through all her joints. She also has fibromyalgia, she has digestion issues, she has sugar issues, she has thyroid issues, and she also has dental issues. There's a lot of things all combined. So what I do is her body cannot take a long treatment. So what I do is I split the treatments, and I'll say to them, I do my initial, and then I'll say, look, with the conditions such as this, I need to see you twice a week, at least for the next 2 weeks, and then we'll assess you again. And so she comes in twice a week. Now, she came in the second time, and from that she had quite a reaction, as we call it, a healing crisis. She had quite a reaction, so I've now taken it back to once a week because her body is unable to take the 2-time push because she's still doing so much in her life. And that makes her feel more comfortable, more in control, and we're able to make smaller changes over a period of time. So regular appointments are far better. Don't feel afraid to say this to them. Again, take charge of their treatment protocol, take charge of their care, and tell them what you think they need to have. Let them know what to expect from a treatment, that they can feel tired, to make sure they look after themselves, to make sure they get plenty of fluids into them, to try to cut down inflammation by stopping some sugars, and lots of hydration and sugars are probably the biggest issues for inflammation. Get them to cut those down. Also get them to understand they can have a healing crisis. If you explain it, that they can have a healing reaction to the treatment, that it's just literally opening the body system up, and the body system can activate a little bit more. It takes a day or so for it to change. If there's any worries or issues, contact you. What I always do with the first client, I explain all this to them, and I always ring them the next day. Always. Check on them. How did you go last night? How's the pain today? How are you feeling today? Did you sleep well? Is there any more increased pain? Find out from them so they know, again, I am looking after them. And let them know when I hang up that if they have any problem, that they can contact me. And like I've just covered what they need to do, make sure they try to cut down their sugars, hydrate. That's a very important thing, with good alkalining water, and make sure they're getting rest. All right. I also add things like magnesium creams to put on them if it's pain, or I talk to them about that nutritional side. But as a naturopath, I can speak to them about those areas. If you have a few things that you'd like to know about or that you think might be handy for them, you know, you can let them know that too, their suggestions. Make sure you keep thorough records. I say this over and over and over because to me it is the most important thing when you're working with your clients. You have to know where they started from. You have to know and record what their journey is, and you have to know where they are up to after each session. This is important so that you know where they were, where you're moving them to, and where you want to get to. Okay, this is a very important thing. After your treatment, again, document the results. Not just the physical changes or the pain reduction. I will write down anything. I will write down, if somebody says, wow, I haven't felt like this in 20 years, I will write that down. I will write down everything that's said by them and every change that happens in there. You don't have to write great essays. You can simply say, previously, you know, couldn't squat, now squat, pain level 9+, squatting after session, you can just say squatting 3, or slight ache now. I even had one person with a shoulder who said, look, I don't really feel the pain unless I'm doing push-ups. So I got him down and he's doing push-ups on the floor. And he said, wow, you know, I could never have done even 1 before. Now I can at least do 4. I can feel it still, but I can do 4 or 5, and it's not a pain, it's like an ache now. There's a difference, there's a change. Record it. You know where to start. Next time you see them, again, when you see them, you sit down talking to them. Okay, when you left me, you were able doing the push-ups, there was a slight ache there. How have you found it this week? Where did the pain go? Have you still got the pain? Have you still got a pain? What level pain have you got? Is it in the same place? Has it moved? Ask them all those questions. Very important to keep a record of it. And then you just repeat the processes. Talk about the changes that occurred last time. Talk about what's happened through the week that you haven't seen them. Talk about where they are now, and if it's different from when they first saw you. If they find that they have reverted, well, they think they've reverted back, you may need to do closer appointments just to get the body system moving. Think about it, try it, like the picture says. Keep focused on where you're wanting to take them. Okay, keep focused on where you're wanting to go with them. If it's a shoulder and the pain is there, again, whole central spine, because you're trying to get the whole body system relaxed, calm, and treated. Then go to point areas. So they feel the pain reduction, but they're still having a complete body treatment. So you do it over and over again, here and now. Keep focused, get the protocol, assess the protocol, look at what they are, reassess them in the room, and then do it again. Keep doing that round and round and round and round until the success comes. Okay, and it will come. It will come in small sessions sometimes with people. I often say to my clients, because you know they've had so many people see them, and a lot of them have so much money they've spent, and so many people promise them things and they don't get what they're wanting. And what I simply say is to them, all I can say is if you get no change at all from me in a month, then see somebody else. I'm not the right practitioner for you. This is not the right thing for you. That's what I say to them. Because there is no way in the world that somebody working with a skin device, particularly 4 times in a month or even 8 times in a month, will not feel change. If it's not more energy, they sleep better, the pain is reduced, they will find change. There's absolutely, for some people, it's not for them. It can be something they're blocking. And that's fine too. It may not be the type of treatment they want, and that's okay too. They're welcome to find out who they'd like to go to. That's not a problem. Or another different type of treatment. That's all right as well. I have no problem with that. But I do explain to my clients that, I don't, my aim is that, because many of them will say, well, how many times do I have to come? That's one of their first sessions, because a lot of other therapies will say, we book in 6 blocks. 6 blocks, you'll see a change. Well, I don't know. I have no idea, depending on so many other things. They're emotional, they're psychological, their mental state. These things can all block, apart from just the physical. So what I say to them is, my aim is not to see you. So that's where I'm working towards. I make a joke of it. I say, yeah, we can see you for coffee, but not in the rooms. My aim is not to see you. So it's not for me to keep having you come back and come back. My aim is to get you well, get your body system all connected so it actually gets its balance back and starts to repair itself correctly, and you feel change and you get your life back. That's where I'm aiming for. And that's what I keep focusing on. So I'm looking at how they're restricted in their life, what type of things they're experiencing, the pain levels they're having, how that is playing on their life and their activities. So, and later on down the track, when you get away from a lot of these simple protocols, or when I say simple, I don't mean simple, the general level 1 protocols and the others, that sometimes you do have to go deeper, but that is never a first session, and it's never a first 3 or 4 sessions. To go into the very deep emotional levels, I have to have built up an enormous trust with my clients, and they have to feel very comfortable with me moving them into those areas as well. So that takes time. Okay, again, I come back to the simple thing. Keep it simple. Don't get complicated. Don't get overwhelmed. Often when I'm training, I'll say to some of them as a test, I'll go, look, you've got somebody who's just come and seen you and they've got, you know, muscular dystrophy. What are you going to do? Oh, I don't know that one. How is that different? The body system is inflamed. The body system is not working properly. The body system is not balanced. Okay, very, very simple fact. It's not balanced. So let's give it a chance to get back its balance. Simple treatments, get back into your level 1 treatments. Don't think they don't work. They are fantastic treatments. I have done collars on people that have had neck pain for a long time, and then they say their pain is running across the side here of the top of their shoulders, and I'll just do 2 crosses, just simply 2 crosses on the top of their shoulders, and they have changed immediately. We tend to go into the advanced very quickly, and they are necessary. Don't think they're not. There's no way you can be a full professional practitioner without the advanced treatment, because you need to take bodies further, particularly people that have got multiple overwhelming conditions. However, start with the simple preface that people have coming into you: 1, with inflammation; 2, emotionally drained in the body system; 3, they are definitely not balanced. The body system's not, if they are in pain, the body system is not sending out the correct chemicals, or its neurosensitivities or the sensors aren't going out to send out the right repair. We need to do that. Simple. 3x6, collar, abdomen, info, palm, and then follow it with a cross galena, 4 vector. Not hard. If you're not sure, these things will make change in a body system straight away. If you don't know which way to go, if you're a new practitioner and you're a little overwhelmed with all of it, and it can be like that sometimes, particularly when people come in with complex conditions. It's you know, straight away just think of a body system is not functioning in balance. Simple as that. Get it to reconnect, get it to get back into balance. The body will help you. As you put in the frequencies and you do the connections, you are helping that body get its own balance back. It will help itself. The body at no time is trying to hurt you. It will help you as you try to help your client. Okay, so just remember, keep it simple. If you're not sure, do one of your general protocols. Always do one of your general protocols first, and then think about it. If you're not sure where to progress from that, talk to one of the more experienced practitioners, and they can help you with protocols, considering protocols of where to go. It's almost impossible to say this is the protocol you do next, because what you've just done on somebody can make a change. I've had people come in with sore shoulders, and you do protocols on them, and all of a sudden they're coming in with lower back issue and the shoulder's gone. okay, because we don't always work completely. That's why we don't work simply on the symptom, because it can be referred pain from somewhere else. We do the whole general body, then we go into specific areas. Okay, just before we finish, I forgot to do this at the last webinar. Just a quick reminder of the International Scanner Conference in 2017. This is to be held in Sydney from the 3rd to the 6th of March. You need to put this down in your calendar. I attended the last one, and in 2014. It is not to be missed. They have, apart from the fact they have the most amazing Russians coming out from all over the world, from Bahamas, from Russia, from Moscow, all over, with incredible credentials, incredible knowledge, and amazing ability in how to teach it. It's you just can't miss. One of them at the last conference, I was told that he was doing, Joseph, I was told he was doing level 1 training and that I probably wouldn't get much out of it. I should go to one of the others. He is an exceptionally, world-renowned trainer, and I thought, even though he doesn't Russian, there's translations, I thought, well, no, I probably could learn something. I'll sit in. I came out of that room saying, well, that's level 1. I don't know if I learned level 1 well, because he was incredible, very specific, very clear, and it was easy to understand. Do not miss this conference. It is worth the money. It is worth the trip. This knowledge, you can't get to them to get. It is not in books. You have to get it from them. And it's incredible to watch them work. They work on it. They show you how they work on body systems. It's amazing. This is also the 10 years celebration for RITM in Australia. So for that alone, we need to celebrate. Like I said, the speakers are incredible, but mind you, there's not just the Russian speakers. We've also got some Japanese speaker coming out talking about something he's developed, the stretch meridians. We've also got our local Australian top trainers that are also all going to be doing things. Some are talking about horses, some are talking about chronic diseases, etc. I'll be talking about business development. They will all be extras circling around the main speakers. This is an experience not only with gaining knowledge in about Skinner and how to work Skinner and how to take it further, but also it's an experience to get to meet other practitioners, understand how they work, talk to them about what they're doing, see how they're doing it differently or what you can learn from them. Everybody has a story, everybody has an experience you can learn from. Learning is the biggest thing. For me, it's never stopping. These people, they are doing, yes, the protocols, but there is further and further development happening all the time, and we need to learn it. And this is local. It's local in Sydney. You're not asked to go overseas. You're not asked to go out of the country. This is in Sydney. Book it now. And also, I booked the hotel rooms. You need to get in soon. The hotel rooms are starting to get booked out because there are other conferences on at that time. So find out, see if you can share a room with somebody. Get in there now. You don't have to pay for it right away. You just have to book the room. And talk to Ali. If you get in now and pay reasonably quickly, there's also a discount. There's a reduction in the costing. So it's worth it. Don't miss it. This is something you need to do as a professional scanner therapist to keep yourself up to date with the top people in the world training you. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.